You guys. Hey guys, I hope you're well. So, when I was thinking about starting this video, I was going to say something like, I'm very excited to film this video for you, which I am. But moments before I started filming, I got some trivial but still kind of upsetting news. A couple of the items that I ordered from Nordstrom as part of the anniversary sale were canceled, and of course they were the items that I was most looking forward to. So again, trivial but still kind of annoying, especially since I placed the order at like 4 a.m. Friday morning. So anyway, it is what it is. So if you are curious what I have purchased and may or may not be receiving from Nordstrom as part of the sale, make sure to subscribe. I know your feeds are probably flooded with Nordstrom content right now, but it is what it is. But anyway, as I said, I am excited to film this video, and hopefully this will kind of lift my spirits, even though, like I said, it's a very trivial thing when you can't buy an item of clothing. But anyway, so I have kind of a different video. So this is going to be a luxury beauty unboxing. So I did order two of the highlighters, the new highlighters from Dior, as well as a brush. And because everything came packaged so beautifully, I wanted to wait until I was filming to actually open it. So I did order these on Thursday, which I think is the day that they launched on the Dior website in the US. And I did pay for overnight shipping, which wasn't too bad, all things considered. I think it was like $17 for overnight shipping. And it is Saturday evening as I am filming this. So I think anyone who orders from Dior, you can get, I think, free ground shipping, free normal shipping, and you can get the gift packaging. So you do get kind of more of a luxury experience when you order from the Dior website. And if you haven't ordered from them before, I think you can include some codes to get some like more deluxe samples and that sort of thing. So I will show you everything I got. But this is just kind of a nondescript gray box on the outside, so nothing too exciting there. And then of course we have Dior on the inner label. This is probably as close to a Dior unboxing as I will ever get on my channel, at least for the foreseeable future. I don't plan on buying a Dior handbag or anything. So we have the receipt in this envelope, and let's see. It has the returns policy. They will refund any unopened or gently used items within 30 days of purchase. So that's a pretty generous return policy for a retailer like that. It has my packing list. And do you have to pay for return shipping? Yeah, so you may have to pay for shipping, but anyway. They do include the, let's see, they do include a blank return form and shipping label if you are interested in returning anything. When I purchase something from a retailer, I generally assume that I'm not going to return it because it's generally just too much of a hassle. Okay, so this is the box. It's a nice hard white box. And it does have a nice ribbon on it, so I wanted to, again, wait until I was on camera to remove the ribbon. Hopefully you can see it says Christian Dior on the ribbon, and the typeface or whatever is, looks like they're little circles or like sequins. So nice attention to detail. I think I might have to undo the ribbon here. So the ribbon is off. I absolutely do plan on keeping this box. And just plain white lid. And then on the inside, there's the tissue paper and the little CD sticker. Oh, and the tissue paper is also, it has a Dior print on it. I'm not sure if that's going to show up. It's like a white on white print that says Dior. All right, and then we open it and we get all the goodies in here. So I got the Dior Backstage Face Brush, and I don't think I mentioned, I'm going to do a full face of Dior, so I will be demoing these products, doing some comparison swatches, that sort of thing. But I've kind of collected all the various Dior makeup items that I have, so I will be doing a full face. And I have purchased the Airflash foundation in the shade 1N. I think that's the lightest shade it comes in. So I haven't tried this yet. At first I was kind of turned off by the fact that it's an aerosol can, and that just seemed like really messy to me and I didn't want to deal with it, but I've just heard so many people rave about this foundation that I finally decided to pick it up. So I purchased that a while ago from, I don't know, some department store, I forget which, and I haven't tried it yet. But I saw Kara C pick up this brush, and this is recommended to be used with the Backstage. So it doesn't, I don't think, say anything about the Airflash on this box. It just says, dip the brush in product or apply product directly onto the brush, then apply working in circular movements from the center of the face outwards. This is a synthetic brush and it is really soft. Softer than I was expecting. For some reason I thought it was going to be like a really coarse, kind of more natural hair bristle. So that feels promising. It does have Dior on the back here, and it kind of reminds me of, I haven't owned any, but looking at it, it reminds me of the Artiste brushes. It has a little CD down there. And we'll have to see how this washes. So I recently purchased this Tarte brush that was packaged with the Hydroflex foundation. It was like a set on QVC, and I think they market this to go with that foundation. And what Tarte said was to, like, it's a very liquidy formula, and Tarte said to like drip the foundation directly onto the brush, but because it's so liquidy, it just kind of sinks in. So I just washed this brush last night, I believe, and I found it was really difficult to clean. So I'm curious how this will go. It's a different like dispensing mechanism, but as far as like applying it to the brush, I'm curious. I think it'll still be better than spraying my face, I'm hoping anyway. But if you just want a quick comparison between these two brushes, since I'm holding both of them, this is much softer. I mean, obviously the handle style is very different. Size-wise, I think they're about the same, more or less. I think the Tarte one might be a little bit denser, but again, I think this is softer. So anyway, that is the brush. And then these are the little gifts with purchase, and then the two, oops, the worms, the two highlighters. So, and this I think is just all like shredded tissue paper in there. Okay, so I got two shades. This is the Forever Couture Luminizer, if you haven't seen Dior's latest release. And they just come in the box like so. They don't have any like exterior cardboard. You know how sometimes there's an inner box? They don't have any kind of like velvet sleeve or anything like that. They do have that really kind of fun squishy packaging with the, I'm guessing that's plastic CD on it. Very, very fun and tactile in that way. So this is shade number 3. And I also got the shade number 2. So normally I would go for the lightest shade, but shade 1 was actually like a golden tone. So shade number 2, which is Pink Glow, is obviously like a pink color, and it does have a little plastic covering it, and then it does have a mirror. So anyway, so that is shade 2, and hopefully a white balance will show it accurately. And then this is shade 1, which I think is going to be a little bit more holographic. So just to show them side by side. I wasn't sure if this would read too holographic or if it would be more white on the skin. So I think there is a fragrance to them now that I'm holding them like directly underneath my nose. Since I'm holding them, I did also see that there's a little hole on the back here, which sometimes indicates that the pan is removable. It just has like a click closure. Let's see where my little pin is. Okay, so let's... You guys, I think this is just baked. Look, I just like completely went through the product. Like there obviously is a hole in the back, but it goes straight through to the product, so there's no like pan or anything. Okay, so we have discovered something. All right, well, don't do that unless you want to stick a hole in your product for some reason. Okay, so we'll come back to those at the end, obviously, but there's this cute little Dior pouch, and I think because I spent over $100, I think I got a sample of the Miss Dior Rose and Roses, which I do like rose scents. The Dior mini bottles aren't the most adorable in my opinion, but it's still pretty cute. I still need to do an updated like mini perfume. Okay, so I think this is one that you twist off. Sometimes they're just like little stoppers. So let's see how this smells. It's nice. It kind of smells like when you walk into the perfume section of a department store, like that kind of general smell is kind of how it smells. So I don't hate it, but I don't know that it's anything like super special. And then I think because I spent over $125 and I was a new customer, I also got a sample of the J'adore, which is very cute. This I think is a little bit more fun in terms of the bottle. And okay, so this twists from like midway or partway up the little gold rings here. I'll just dab some of that on. I don't remember what the notes of J'adore are. I think it does have some rose in it. So I like it. It's a little bit fresher, I think, than the Miss Dior. But anyway, very cute. Always happy to have a little mini fragrance sample. And then I also got a sample. This is just a little packet of the Capture Total Firming and Wrinkle Correcting Cream. Don't know what I'll do with that. And then I got a sample of the Diorshow Maximizer 3D Primer for the lashes. And then also the Base Serum Mascara. Triple action. So I think I have a few mascara samples from Dior, so I'm not sure exactly which one I'll use, but anyway, we're covered in that department. And that's it for the haul. It doesn't take much to spend a lot at Dior for sure. Okay, so I have a sample of the Dior Backstage Primer, and if you're not aware, Dior kind of has like a backstage line, which is supposed to be more for like the makeup artist doing the scenes behind a Dior fashion show. Like it's a little bit more, geared towards that kind of environment. And then they also have their more traditional line, which I think is designed more with the consumer in mind. The packaging tends to be a little bit more kind of luxurious. So you'll see kind of examples of that as we go through this. But anyway, this is the Backstage Primer. It's supposed to plump and blur. And it says Peter Phillips Backstage Tips. I'm guessing Peter Phillips is a Dior makeup artist. It says apply with light strokes of the fingertips and massage onto face and cleavage. Professional performance, instant radiant blurring and plumping effect, 24-hour hydration, and it says use under foundation for a flawless finish and lasting makeup hold. And then there are 4 shades of the Face and Body foundation. I do also have the Face and Body foundation, so I might do a little swatch comparison against the Backstage Airflash. So I picked this up in the, I think, Sephora Spring VIB sale, and I like it. It's been a little while since I've used it, so I can't recall offhand like how it compares to some other kind of lightweight products. There have been a lot of new types of products like that on the market recently, but I think it had a little bit more coverage than like the MAC Face and Body from what I recall. So just in case you were curious. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly how old this sample is, so hopefully it's still good. Okay, so it's a lot thicker than I thought it would be. I did get some out, but I'm gonna just try and cut off more of the tip here. So for some reason, I was just expecting something a lot runnier based on the Face and Body foundation, but it's a little bit thicker. It's more like a lotiony texture, I guess. All right, so probably not applying it the way that they would want me to, but it feels nice though. Probably has a lot of silicone in it. Okay, so I don't think it's as like hydrating or illuminating as like the Glossier Future do, but it does feel like it gave my skin a nice texture. So hopefully the foundation will apply well over top. So this is the part where I get a little nervous. The Airflash foundation and the brush, which I just had, and I said, here it is. Okay, so I think you're supposed to shake before you spray it. So this is also part of the Dior Backstage line, by the way. And it seems like Backstage is kind of like the ideal location to apply this type of product because you don't have to worry about it kind of getting everywhere. Yeah, shake for 5 seconds. Airbrush Perfection Buildable Formula, water resistant 12-hour wear. Yeah, for optimal makeup results, spray onto the Dior Backstage Buffing Brush, which I think is what I purchased. Then apply in small circular motions onto the face, gently dabbing onto areas that require more coverage. Spray more onto the brush and apply as needed, depending on how much coverage you prefer. And this is made in France. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to apply my Charlotte Tilbury corrector. I don't think Dior makes a corrector product, so I don't feel bad kind of cheating. I don't have a Dior product for absolutely every single category. Like I didn't buy a Dior brow product or eyeliner just because I would be buying one just for the sake of having it from Dior for this video, and that just seemed like a waste if it wasn't a product that I wanted to try. So 5 seconds. Oh, well, we got product on there. Let's see how this applies. Oh, okay. I was worried it would just kind of sink in. It comes out a little bit more like targeted than I thought it might. Oh, I should have done half my face. Maybe I'll just do like a side by side. Okay, so I think I need a little bit more. I have to say, I don't think this is a bad color for me. And I like this brush. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to store this brush. I think I should be able to clean it fairly well. It might take a little bit more effort than like a Real Techniques brush or whatever. But if I can clean the Tarte one, I think I should be able to clean this one. So I think that gave me like a pretty kind of natural finish. It says water resistant, ultra fine, ultra fluid, buildable and custom coverage. Stays true to color, water resistant. They have instructions on the inside of the package here. It says shake well and then spray onto face in a Z kind of formation or spray onto a brush. I like it. It's always hard to kind of get an accurate read on camera with like the lights and everything and not being in front of a mirror. I think that looks really nice. It's very skin-like, but I think that just kind of helped take out some of the redness. Okay, color me impressed, Dior. Honestly, I thought I would not like the foundation. I did try the La Mer foundation, which is probably twice the price of this. I think people say that they go through this fairly quickly. I'm just gonna try and get I guess I can just spray my hand. What was I saying? But anyway, yeah, the La Mer foundation is really expensive. Again, I got it on sale. Okay, so that is like a targeted swatch, which looks really orange on my hand, but I think when you like shear it out, it tends to work. Okay, so this is the Dior Face and Body in, I think this is 0CR. Yeah. So this is supposed to be like cool rosy, and this is supposed to be neutral. So that is the Dior Airflash, and that is the cool rosy. So I have white balance is on auto, and the ISO, which I don't fully understand what that means. I think it has something to do with how much light, you know, the camera is reading. That's on auto as well. So anyway, that's probably not ideal for videos, but it is what it is. Okay, so I think next up I'm just going to quickly do my brows. So I'm going to use the Kosas Air Brow in Taupe. Again, I didn't buy a Dior brow product. All right, so for concealer, I actually have 2 shades of the Dior Forever Skin Correct concealer. So I think their Forever line is like is different from their Backstage line. Not that it really matters, it's all Dior. So I think I have 1 CR and 0 neutral. I think I've been using 0 neutral more so than 1 CR. To be honest, this is not my favorite concealer. And I don't know if it's the shade or what. So again, let's see, that is 0 neutral is the lighter color, and then the darker one is 1 CR. I think 0 neutral is the lightest shade. And I often find that cool toned products tend to read a little dark on me for whatever reason. So although I always say like I'm mostly neutral but leaning towards cool more so than warm. And you know, it's just one of those things. Sometimes it's a little difficult to find a good match with a good undertone. Okay, so applied that. And I like to just kind of spread out concealer with my finger. It's a very nice, like, creamy kind of texture. And I would say this is kind of like a medium coverage. I think I remember like Michelle Wong saying that she likes this as a concealer when she's not wearing like a lot of face products. I think I might actually go over that a little bit with the 1CR because it just looks like, you know, the under eyes are looking a little kind of too bright in comparison to the rest of the face. So just kind of, hopefully you can kind of see the difference in color. I think that actually works a little bit better with this foundation. Okay, so for powder, I have the Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. So again, this Backstage line has like the clear packaging, plastic, all that. It's I think a baked product. So I'm gonna use, I need to start using a different brush because I don't know if it's frustrating for you guys that this is not available. It's a little hard to pick up, and I don't know if that's just the brush I'm using, but it's a little bit more kind of firm than like the Charlotte Tilbury powder, for example. So in my experience, this is not as mattifying as the Charlotte Tilbury. It's kind of similar to the Kosas powder in like the level of, I don't know, mattification you get. So just do a light set. I don't feel like that foundation really needs a lot of powder, but I just want to make sure that nothing kind of sticks on top of it. So in cases where you have a Do Your foundation, you really need to set it, like I would probably reach for the Charlotte Tilbury, but because this one kind of sets on its own for the most part, then a powder like this is good because it won't kind of cake up and be as dry on the skin. I don't know if swatching this will kind of do anything. So that is the Dior. This is the Kosas. I'd say that Dior maybe has a little bit more of a sheen to it from what I can tell on my fingers. So Dior, Kosas, and Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury feels the silkiest, but I think you can also tell that it picked up a lot more product. It just looks thicker on my finger. So again, Dior, Kosas, and Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, so there they are swatched on my hand. I know swatching face powder is a little bit difficult, but I think you can probably see this one is the Charlotte Tilbury. That's the one that's like most visible on the skin. The other two kind of blend in a little bit more. So anyway, I hope that's helpful if you're deciding whether to purchase that Dior powder. Okay, so because my lips are feeling a little dry, I thought I would try out the Dior Lip Glow. Again, this is just another little sample. I did have the Lip Glow in the past, which is I think their original balm or whatever, that kind of adapts to your, I don't think it really adapts to your chemistry, but anyway, it changes color a little bit. So this is a cute little sample. It has the oil and the balm and then a tiny little brush to apply. So let's see if I can figure out how to open these. Definitely rated all of my samples that I've been hoarding to kind of find all the Dior products. So I think I'm going to use the Glow Oil because that is a new product for me. And I'll just use the highlighter compact since it's here. Oh, this is like a really hard, it's like coated or something. Okay, huh, interesting. All right, so let's dip into the lip oil. And it's a little sticky. Doesn't have a strong fragrance. So hopefully you'll be able to see the color. So I like it. I don't know whatever price they're charging for that product if I would purchase it. So I already set my foundation. So normally I would have done a cream contour, but I forgot to do that. I think I'm gonna use my Gucci bronzer. This is the Eclat Soleil in 01, I think. So it's a little bit more of a cool toned bronzer, so I think that'll be nice for applying bronzer when I don't have contour. And I did turn the air conditioning on because it is July in the DC area and that means it is hot. So I did wash my brushes, so I did have to just grab this. This is the Refer number 22. And, ooh, picking up some powder there. Okay, so I usually just kind of go down my hairline. I do have a Dior blush to try out, so take that into account. Okay, so I have a little bit more shape to my face now. Okay, so let's do the blush. So I have the Dior Rouge Blush in the shade 601 Hologram. So this one does come with a little like velvet sleeve. So if you're into that kind of packaging, and then this is what the component looks like, and it has one of those little push buttons, and it also has a tiny little brush, which again, this is made, well, it also has a plastic insert which fell out, but yeah, when I say this is a line more targeted towards the consumer, like someone who just wants like a handful of makeup items in their bathroom, they just grab, they do their thing. I'm going to use a Refer number 5 brush and see what this looks like. I haven't used this. It's a very shimmery blush. It's also like kicking up a lot of product. If I knew at the time that I purchased these that Dior was going to come out with a highlighter, I might have opted for something a little bit different. So this kind of has a built-in highlighter, really. It's a very kind of shimmery product. Like I can see the flecks on my cheeks, which probably looks great on camera, but I think this is a little bit more of a, I don't know, evening blush, if you will. The underlying color is pretty, it's just whether you want to have that much kind of sparkle in your blush. Okie dokie. Alright, so I think I want to save the highlighters for the end. I think I'm going to be mean to you guys and make you wait. Okay, so let's do the eyes. So I have 2 eye palettes. One I purchased from Sephora in the Spring VIB sale. So I have used this before, and again, this is part of their Backstage line. I'm not overly impressed with this, to be honest. Like, it just doesn't kind of have enough impact for me. I think I also bought this in the Sephora sale. This was the 5 Couleurs Couture in $6.49 nude dress. And again, this doesn't have like any kind of sleeve or anything, but this is one of their quints. I think this is like the reformulation that they did, so it has a longer kind of button that you push on the inside to open it. And it does have a little kind of brush applicator and a sponge applicator, which I will take out so they don't fall out. So that is what that looks like. So I think I'm going to cheat a little bit. Like I said, I've used this before. I haven't used this. I wasn't super impressed with this, but this one does have like a cream eye base in it. And I don't know if Dior makes a standalone eye base, but I'm just going to use that. I always use some kind of eye primer, and this is a pretty nice one. It does a good job of like canceling out any discoloration or anything on your eyelids. All right, so I think I'll start by swatching these shades. So probably mess up the Dior embossing. The last shade is really pretty. Okay, so these feel really nice. I think sometimes you think about luxury shadows and you just think they're going to be really kind of dry and sheer, but those were very smooth and pigmented. The lightest 2 shades, I don't know that I needed both of them. I think one probably would have been fine, but I'm gonna take the white shade with my Inglot brush and apply that all over. Primer does crease a little bit if you don't set it. All right, so I'm just gonna lay down a base of that. I'm gonna take that kind of minky shade, and I'm going to use this Spectrum B07 and apply that in the crease. There's some kick up with that shade. And then I'm going to take my Record number 23 brush in that same kind of minky shade underneath. And then my MAC 286 brush, and I'm going to go into that brown. See how this does in the crease. I am able to get some depth with this shade. I was worried that it wouldn't really translate on me. I think if you have a deeper complexion than I do, I don't know if this particular quint will be the best for you. I mean, I did go for something more on the neutral side. I'm gonna go back into the, what am I gonna use? I'm gonna go back into the white shade with this Spectrum brush again, just to blend that out a little bit. And then finally, I'm going to use the Chikuhodo GSN 9 in that, I don't know, kind of rose gold shade. See how this does on the brush. So I think you still get like a very kind of, I don't know, sophisticated eye look. If you are really into like indie shadows, for example, you might be a little disappointed. If you want something that's going to be kind of easy, this might be good. I never tried their previous, I think I had some like minis of some of their prior quints, but it's been a while. And I don't know if like the mini formula was quite the same as what, you know, was in the full size. Okay, so using that same brush, I'm gonna go into the white shade just to try and give myself a little bit of a highlight. Might go back in with the highlighter as well. All right, and then just to see if I can build up that metallic shade. So I guess my first impressions of this are, I mean, it's a look. It's definitely a specific type of look. You know, my desire to try this was more just a curiosity about the formula, and since everyone was talking about this new Christian Dior release, I just kind of wanted to see what they were talking about. So I don't know, I might buy more of these if a particular like color story really captures my eye. But I have so many shadows and palettes in my collection. All right, so I just used the Clinique bottom lash, and I think I want to do some liner. So again, I don't have a Dior liner. I think I'll try this Patrick Ta one again. This is in the shade Deep Bronze. Oh, I already got mascara on my... I don't think I'm in love with this Patrick Ta liner. I don't hate it, but I think if you're going to splurge on a high-end liner, I think there are better ones. I think I do want to do like a little baby wing with this. All right, so I just have my little MAC 203 brush. Oh no, I just like bumped off the tip. All right, well that's gonna be fun to dig out later. Where's the cap? All right, so in lieu of that, I think I'll just maybe try this dark shadow. See how this does? Super soft. The problem I have with using shadow is that it doesn't like stick as well. Okay, so let's leave it there. So the liner is not really the point of the video. So let's use the primer. So we have the Diorshow Maximizer 3D Triple Volume Plumping Lash Primer. I don't normally wear a primer, so this will be interesting. I am going to curl my lashes. I think Dior does make a lash curler, but I have the Surratt curler. Okay, so that is what the wand looks like. It's a very dense, like rubber wand. Can't really see it on my lashes, which I guess is a good thing. All right, and then the mascara. So I usually use a waterproof mascara because my lashes tend to fall with a traditional mascara. So we'll see how this does holding a curl. Yeah, I think it's a primer, or I think it's a mascara. Nope, this is also a primer. I'm confused then. Lash primer serum. Okay, so I guess this is just like a treatment. It's like a mascara wand, So it's not like Revitalash where it's like a little like brush on applicator. Interesting. I'm not really sure what the difference is between those. Luckily, I do have some samples of the infamous Diorshow. I think these are all the same. Yeah. So we will use one of these guys. Okay. This has one of those annoying, like, it's not a twist, it's just kind of like a snap for a sample, but anyway. This one seems kind of dried out. Like I said, I rated my stash. I did place an order from Macy's. This one seems to be a little bit more hydrated, maybe. I did place an order, I think, from Macy's for the blush. If I recall, I think this is kind of a drier formula anyway. I think I used the waterproof version last year sometime. So I don't know if it's because the sample is old or it's going over that primer. It's not giving me quite the like impact that I want it to. All right, I'm gonna try this last mascara sample just to see if this one is maybe fresher. I don't know, maybe it's just like a flaw in the design of the sample. This brush kind of reminds me of those like old school dusters. All right, I guess we'll call it there. So I'm sure some people like this kind of look for their lashes. If you've been watching me, you know that my favorite is the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes. So let's give you a zoom in on the eye look. So it's not the worst. I think it gave me some good length. Didn't totally like make my lashes droop. I don't know, I guess, I think I almost wish it were blacker as part of it. But anyway, that is the eyes done. All right, let's go into what I'm sure you all are most excited to see, and that is the highlighters. So I'm going to do 03 Pearlescent Glow on one cheek and then the other one on the other. And I just kind of ran my finger over the hole and it kind of made it disappear. So hopefully you can see the Pearlescent Glow is a lot more like crystalline kind of looking. So if you do want to see these swatched on a deeper kind of medium skin tone, Britt Clark here on YouTube did a video where I think she swatched this one and number 1, which is like the more golden. All right, so let's go in. This is the Anastasia A23, and if you want a super wet look, I think this will do it. In fact, I might need a different brush for this one. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of knock off any excess powder using my color switch, like so, and then go into 02 Pink Glow. So I'd say this is definitely more beaming than this one. This one I'll probably get more use out of, to be honest, and that's why I ended up ordering 2, because I was kind of going back and forth in terms of which one to order. I'll do some really quick comparison swatches. Unfortunately, the only other Dior highlighters I have are limited edition. So I have 01 Glowing Pink, which I think they might have kind of brought back. This has that kind of floral pattern to it. I'm not sure if they brought back this exact same shade, but honestly, these two are almost identical. So there's that. And then I also have this quad, which was a holiday release. This is 004 Rose Gold. So again, this is from the Backstage line. And I'll swatch the pink, which I think is a more subtle highlight than the other two. And then the deeper pink is a lot deeper. And then this other one is kind of like a peach tone. So let's swatch 02 Pink Glow. Alright, so 02 Pink Glow. And then Glowing Pink. They're really creative with those names. Right underneath it. I might have to do a post on Instagram to really capture this. So follow me on Instagram. But yeah, those are the 3 pink shades. Fairly similar. And then for the other one, I think Britt Clark also did this comparison. The product that kind of immediately comes to mind is the Fenty Diamond Balm, which I just used in my 4th of July Get Ready With Me, which should be up on the 19th, which may or may not be after this. So I'd say the finish of both is very similar. I think, looking towards my pinky, I think the Dior is a little bit more kind of blue in Reflect compared to the Fenty. It's always fun to see how makeup looks on camera though. Okay, so that's it for the highlighter. For lips, I have 2 little lipstick samples here. So one is more of a red and one is more of a nude. And I think they're both matte. So this is the shade 100. It does have the little Dior embossing on it, which is very cute. All right, so it's a very nice wearable color. And then the other one is red. I think I might just go for it and do a red lip again. So I'm going to quickly line my lips using the NYX lip pencil in the shade Plush Red. I still have some of that lip oil on there, so it's a little bit more like, it's not transferring as well. The two together make kind of a pretty combo though. This does feel very creamy. I don't know if it's just because my lips are all oiled up. Just have to make sure it doesn't stay on my teeth. All right, so there you have it. That is the finished look. Let me know if you like these highlighters, if you'll be picking them up. If I had to kind of give you my top recommendations, the lipsticks are nice, actually. I just tried those. The highlighters are nice if you like the effect, especially of this one, and you don't have anything similar in your collection. So to be honest, if I were to recommend anything, I would say I'm the most pleasantly surprised by the Airflash foundation, which I was a huge skeptic of for a while. So I'm glad I finally tried it, and if you've been on the fence about trying it, I'll be one more voice to say, you know, give it a shot. The brush was also really nice, so I liked applying it. I think having this kind of larger surface area to spray it onto was really nice. I think as far as like anything I'm disappointed in, I kind of wish I had chosen a different blush shade, because I don't love, you know, sparkles. I like a nice sheen in a blush. I don't necessarily like one where there's visible sparkle, and I think for the same reason, I think this highlighter is something that I'll have to be very careful with. Like, I think my brush was a little bit too big. I need something a little bit more precise for that. But this one I think is a nice pink highlight. I wish they would come out with a white one with this effect. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys are all staying very safe and healthy out there, and I will talk to you soon.